Hidden amid the lush landscapes of Laos is a small and remote town where nature blends with thrill and adventure. In today's video, we are going to explore Vang Vieng.
Today we are in Vang Vieng, which is the adventure capital of Laos. There are so many amazing activities that you can take part in here, and also it is known for its amazing landscapes.
This town is the perfect blend of thrill and serenity. We look forward to spending the next few days exploring this gem.
We started our journey across Laos from the capital city of Vientiane, where we had a really amazing time. Vang Vieng lies to the north of Vientiane city, at a distance of about 120 kilometers. You can travel from Vientiane to Vang Vieng by bigger buses or private cars, but we chose to do the minivans, which are quite comfortable and at a pretty good price. They are used by locals as well as tourists who are heading further up north.
What we did is, through our hotel, we booked a minibus. So at 9 a.m. we had arranged to be fetched by a tuk-tuk that was going to take us to these minibuses and then drive us here. So at 9 a.m. we were ready and waiting. Our tuk-tuk was about 40 minutes late, and then once we got to the bus station, we had to wait about another 20 minutes. Then we got on the minibus. There weren't many people. It's like a small minibus, and we drove here. It was about an hour and a half drive, maybe an hour and 40 minutes, so it wasn't too bad actually. And you go on a highway, so the road is really nice and smooth. The views are also really beautiful, so it was quite an easy journey, and per person it was 150,000 kips, so that's not too bad actually.
After getting dropped off from the van, we checked into our hotel, which was just on the border of town, and it had this amazing view. The town in itself is quite small. It takes about 30 minutes to walk all around the town. You can choose to live close to the town as it's a good base. There are plenty of hotels, restaurants and cafes, so it's quite convenient to stay at. There are a few nice Buddhist temples in town too. Often in these temples, you can catch a glimpse of the monks in the mornings, going about their daily lives. Although the town is quite nice, most of the main activities that the town is famous for require you to get out of town and head either north, south or west. From the 1990s, the town has attracted a lot of tourists, especially backpackers, because of its adventure sports as well as its topography. It is surrounded by these beautiful karst mountains that are made from limestone.
Vang Vieng's history traces back to ancient times and is especially rooted in agricultural traditions, much of which you can still see in its outskirts today. In fact, in the past it served as a key trading post along the Nam Xay River. It was only in the late 20th century when the town transformed into a backpacker's haven, with various activities.
So we have made a pit stop along one of these villages on the roadside, and I always actually love exploring these remote villages. So especially early in the morning there are a lot of activities that you can get to see. You get to see the farmers take out the cattle and then they start farming, which is always nice for me to experience because in a way it takes me back to my roots. growing up around nature and farms, it's always nice to see. So I always make sure that whenever we travel to these remote areas, we try to get a glimpse of the local life, the simple way in which people live their life here. And everyone seems busy, they seem content with their life.
And another common feature that you will notice in almost every remote village around the world is that more often than not, the people in the village live in a very close-knit community that supports each other. And it just shows you a different perspective on how a very fulfilling life can be achieved with simplicity and a strong connection to your community and the nature around you.
After visiting the village, we headed west to what is said to be one of the best viewpoints of the region.
This is not an easy climb. I would probably rate this as a medium to difficult. There are quite a few steps, but they are just rock formations basically, so you have to kind of hold on to whatever is around you. But yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. It's been about 20 minutes and there actually are no markers here, so I hope we are making progress. But we did hear that the view up top is amazing, so let's see if it's worth it. You see the sky, so I think we are almost there. We made it. We haven't actually made it.
No, I think we're still like halfway to go.
Thought that we had made it, but actually that was just an illusion. It was just like a halfway stop, I think, so we still have a little bit more to go, I'm guessing.
We have made it to the viewpoint finally. It was not the easiest hike at all, but it was so worth it. From the top you have a 360 view of the mountains and the rice fields, and it's just so beautiful. Behind me you can see some of the mountains as well. I would suggest getting here early because it is hot, and also you want to get here before all the people get here as well, but it's definitely worth it.
So we actually got lucky because the weather is very sunny and dry today. But yeah, I would definitely suggest coming here during the dry season, not the rainy season. And yeah, bring sturdy shoes for sure. Because we've seen some people doing this on slippers, but nah. Especially if it rains, this is going to be hell.
After that hike we are quite hungry, so we've gotten back on our bike and we're gonna go and try and find somewhere where we can have lunch and escape from the sun for a little bit. We're currently trying to order lunch, but it is all in Lao and the translation is very strange. So some of the things translate to, oh my god, hands, low timing, I'm so blind. So we're not sure what we've ordered actually.
So we are now seated in this really Lao restaurant, just like the Lao locals, we have these really low tables and chairs. So often you'll see the Lao locals eating on these really low tables, especially in the countryside. Traditionally, they believe that eating in this manner promotes kind of a sense of community and equality because everyone is seated at the same level, and also it keeps you connected to the surrounding environment. So it's quite an interesting way to eat your food. And for our food today, we actually had no idea of what we're ordering because the entire menu is in Lao. So we just tried to order by using our translate apps, and we have somehow got lucky, I would say. So we definitely got this right. This was white rice, and we got some fish. We thought this would be in a curry, but it turns out that it's actually just fried fish. And we have some orange juice. So this is going to be lunch. And I must say, like, the view around is just amazing. This restaurant is just beside a village by the mountains, so you can literally sit and enjoy nature and have a relaxed time. It's really nice.
Chubby baby.
Hello.
Chubby baby been playing in mud. After lunch, we drove up north beside the Nam Xay River. Vang Vieng is based on the banks of this river, and the river also is home to a variety of different activities.
Quite a popular activity to do here is actually to kayak along the river. You can either paddle by yourself or you can have a guide at the back that paddles for you. And it is a lot of fun, especially because the river moves quite fast, so it's quite adventurous, and you go down the river also quite fast. So if you come here, this might be something you're interested in doing. Another idea is to have lunch or dinner in the river actually. Just behind me on the other side, there are some people that have their chairs in the actual river and they're sitting there having lunch and just chilling. And then the kids are playing in the river because this part of the river isn't actually that deep and the water's super nice and cool. Where the river is a little bit deeper, they have decks that go out into the river, and then you can sit on the decks and dangle your feet into the river, which is so nice and refreshing on these hot days. And all of these restaurants serve pretty good food and really affordable, so this is a really nice way to spend a hot afternoon here.
Apart from kayaking, there are a range of adventure activities that you can take part in, which are all quite well priced. You could choose to ride around in a buggy, or if you want to go higher up, you can opt for a hot air balloon. There are plenty of options for paramotors and paragliders as well.
Right behind me, if you can see, is another very famous activity, probably one of the more famous activities historically in Vang Vieng, which is called tipsy tubing. And what you basically do is you hire one of these tubes and you can go along the river, and there are different stops where you can stop over for a beer or a drink, and you just go along the river, which is a very cool activity to do. And if you want to take part in this activity, usually the hotels will help you arrange a tube for you. So all you need to do is get on the tube and go down the river.
We stopped off to get some drone footage, and some kids from nearby got so excited when they saw the drone, so now they're helping me back to get some videos. They were so cute. They got all excited and they were showing each other the drone and then how it works, and then they want to see the app. Shame, everyone here is just so sweet. stopped to watch some of the hot air balloons, and we got to also see the sunset, and it was spectacular watching it go down behind the mountains. The whole sky like turned this beautiful yellow golden color, and then you got the hot air balloons coming down as well, and it was just like this super romantic, picturesque scene. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. In the evening, we walked around Vang Vieng town, checking what it had to offer after sunset. There is one particular long street where you can see a bit of a night market, where you can also try different foods or buy souvenirs. We got some coconut cookies from the market. They look really yummy, and they come in this beautifully folded banana leaf bowl. It's like a pancake. A pandam pancake. It's yummy. It's not very coconutty, but it's yummy. After an adventure-full day, we made our way back to the hotel and got some much-needed rest, anticipating the activity we had booked for tomorrow.
So we have booked some tubes from our hotel, and now we are gonna go tubing down the river. This should be really fun.
For booking tubing or any activity in Vang Vieng, you don't have to go out of your way. You can just ask your hotel to book for you, and they will get you a good price. So we have just made it to the river. We have gotten dropped off and given our tubes, and we're guessing we kind of just go and start floating.
It's actually very nice floating down the river in the morning because it isn't as crowded. From the afternoon you will get what is called tipsy tubing. So then there are these bars along the river that open up, and then you can stop and get a drink, talk to people, and then go along the river again. And you can stop as many times as you want, pretty much. There are tons of bars along the way, but during the morning these bars are closed, so it's much more quiet and much more scenic. So right now it's just us floating down the river and not a soul in sight. It's just us and nature, and we have these beautiful scenic mountains all around us. So we're just having a lot of fun. Here come the rapids. Although Laos is a landlocked country, there are so many wonderful adventure activities along the water, which is actually quite surprising to see. There are a lot of kayaks, and then you can do offshore tubing, or even you could do zip lining across the river. There are also 5 or 6 lagoons for which Vang Vieng is famous for, but we thought that there were a bit too many people for us, but you could try that if you want. So this is just basically a lot of fun. And back in the day it used to be quite wild because it was a backpacker heaven, and then people would do tipsy tubing, and there would be all these points where you could jump into the river, but that also led to a few tragedies, a few accidents, and then after that the rules were changed, so now it's much more strict, but it's still a great activity to do, and we would definitely say that it's a must do if you are in Vang Vieng. After tubing down the river for about 2 hours, we decided to make a pit stop, so we were able to paddle ourselves offshore. There are our tubes right there next to the boat, and we are going to see if we can find something to drink.
So we just stopped our tubes along the river and got off and found this really amazing little coffee shop that has the most stunning view ever. I mean, the mountains just look amazing. And we had a really good cup of coffee. Now we're going to take our tubes back to the river and carry on down.
If you want to check out the exact locations of the places that we explored, we have linked a custom Google map in the description box.
We have just finished our tubing experience. It was so much fun. It took us about 3 hours because we did also stop to have coffee. But just going down the river was such an awesome way to experience the city.
If you were wondering, I must tell you that the river is actually pretty safe. It's quite shallow, it's not a very deep river, but then it has enough rapids and currents to make it interesting. So we actually had a lot of fun just floating along down the river. We definitely recommend this experience while you're in Vang Vieng.
Vang Vieng is a great place to see the fun side of Laos, and we enjoyed exploring the different landscapes around it. Continuing our journey through Laos, we are headed next to a destination that is known for its spiritual experiences and beauty. We'll be back with another video ASAP. See you soon! They warned against old people doing this, but I feel like they also should have warned short people.
That gives you a better opportunity to get stuck.
She's just letting me crash.
Okay.